What is going on, fishy people? My name is Jason and you're watching Redfish Bluefish. Sorry for that little technical delay in the beginning. I was trying to get some tripod stuff sorted out. How is everyone? What is going on, fishy people? Looks like we have quite a few Jason people piling in already, which is great. Sorry for that little technical just delay. Just gonna jump right into chat right now. Cody's son. Looks like Cody's son's the first in the room. Hey, Cody's son, what's up? We got Sandy's in here. We got Punchy Paints. Hey, Bam. We got Anthony's Fishy Friends. We've got Nathan. Hey, Nathan, how's it going? Thanks for coming by, buddy. We've got Pepling Creek Aquatics, Teresa Cookie. We've got all kinds of stuff. So we having like no audio? Oh, echo. Let's see if that takes care of it. There is a delay. Sorry about the roar. I think I fixed it. Give me 20 seconds or so for you guys to kind of catch up in time. How is this, guys? Is this any better? All right, sorry, so sorry about that. I am actually using OBS Studio. I usually don't use it, and once in a while I forget to mute stuff. Hey, Sand Creek Aquatics, how are you, Nathan? Anthony's Fishy Friends, give me a thumbs up, appreciate that. Sorry for the shaky beginning. Hey, Bob, welcome, Kaler's Aquatics in the hizzy. Hit the like on the way in, says Bob. Thank you so much for reminding people of that. Yeah, like I said, I'm streaming with OBS Studio. I normally don't use it. It causes a major time lag, like a delay, compared to doing it just with the YouTube cell phone or whatever. But got everything kind of sorted out now. I think I have a pretty interesting show for you guys. Oh, no problem, Pam. Yeah, Lucas is still going with his stuff. It looked like he was definitely going to be running over. So anyway, hey, Muppet929 is in here, looks like. Hey, what's up, buddy? Thanks for coming on in. We got some people in here, some fantastic people far and wide. We have a pretty interesting show, I think, lined up for you this Friday night. And in it, I'm going to show you guys my, actually one of them is kind of secret. It's not secret, but it's a lot of people. I'm really bummed out that more people don't know about this first source I'm going to talk about for rare aquatic plants. And a second source I'm going to go over. Some of you guys might know about the second source, but I'm going to kind of dig both into both of them and show you some of the selection they have, because it's pretty killer. So let me see if I can get stuff minimized. Bear with me, guys. Let me see if I can shrink myself down and show you what I got going on behind the window, behind the curtain. Got some weird action going on here. Okay, bear with me. Make that smaller like that. How about that? That's much better. All right, I think we might be rocking and rolling now. All right, so the first source I want to show you guys, and it's killer. This is not. So I'm gonna go over two main sources. Before I get started, I just want to make clear that one is not in first place over the other one. No, they're actually, I have two like #1 sources to get rare plants off the internet, because you guys know I live in a pretty remote area. But I wanted to share especially the first one with you because shamefully not many people know about this that I talk to, and I'm always pointing people towards this source. So the first source that I'm going to talk about, just make sure we're still good. There we go. Yeah, we're still good. The first source I want to talk about is Aquaria-USA.com. You guys can see on my screen here, I'll go to the the website. This is actually a shop in Bellevue, and if you're not familiar with the area, it's just the greater Seattle area, and it's a very small shop, actually, very small, and it's owned by a really talented, a very knowledgeable individual, a woman named Fiona, and it's, like I said, it's a really small shop. She doesn't, I don't believe, even sell livestock. She doesn't sell any critters or anything like that. But what she does sell are some smaller nano tanks, CO2 equipment, substrate systems from ADA, tissue cultures from ADA, and a whole bunch of really rare plants, very, very beautiful plants. As I said, she's very knowledgeable, extremely knowledgeable about all things aquascaping and plants, especially rare plants. And little something about Fiona. She actually studied with Sensei Takashi Amano, so the guy that actually started the whole thing. Yeah. So I'm not sure in what capacity. I need to get more information on that, but she's definitely got creds. There's no question about that. Don't be confused about that. Anyway, so it's a small shop. A lot of the business that she actually does is plants. A lot of it's online. A lot of the other business that she does, she's a professional. She actually does a lot of aquascapes for people, like businesses and pretty wealthy individuals, that sort of thing. So all you got to do is go to Aquaria-USA.com, and then when you load the page, just go over here where it says Online Aquaria and click on that. I've noticed that the site's been a little slow off and on, but it's still working fine. Now this is the store of the page, and obviously the first thing you see up at top, boom, there's a discount code up there. Get reads off of booths on all orders over $50. Just put in that code. It's a pretty groovy code, by the way. I agree with the code, if you can see it. And then just go over here. She sells all kinds of stuff, light, CO2, goods. All of this stuff is available online. But what I wanted to show you guys is her aquatic plants. The selection here is just killer. In fact, it's so killer, I actually bought some this morning because she was like really low on one thing that I wanted, and I knew that it would be gone if I didn't order it. So anyway, without further ado, here is some of the selection of some of the really cool stuff that's available at Aquaria-USA.com. By the way, I'm not getting paid or anything. I'm just doing this because she's awesome. She sells awesome plants for a fair price. And the service is just really killer. So I've had great experience with her. I want to give her a shout out and show you guys where I get some of this really rare, weird stuff that I have. So obviously it's alphabetically arranged. We're up here, AR Mini. That's no big deal. Nana Pinto, that's awesome. Looks like we're out of it, but we've got some. This is actually what I ordered today, guys. This is one of the two things I ordered that I'm hovering over, the Aquaria Selected Red Plants bag. Normally it's $57, but here you see she's got it marked down to $42, 26% off it says, and it says sold out because I got the last one, baby. But check it out. Let me click on this and show you the crazy cool plants that are in this little bundle. Yeah, there you go. So that first plant that you see right there, that eye-popping plant, that's Ludwigia senegalensis. It's also known as Ludwigia guinea. It's not an easy plant to grow. But yeah, you get that. You get Rotala macrondra mini butterfly, Kufia, which is a really cool kind of pink reddish plant from Brazil. It was actually misidentified for years and years as a Rotala. It's not a Rotala, it's Kufia. And then the fourth thing that you get is Ludwigia Super Red. It's SP Super Red. I'm going to have a look at that and make sure it's not Ludwigia repens Super Red. It might be. And then the last one there is Rotala SP Maca Red. Super awesome plant. Actually, I wanted all of these anyways. Let me go through this and just show you some of the quality of the plants. Here's some, looks like this is definitely Rotala Mac Mini Butterfly. This is that Kufia, that plant from Brazil. Really, really beautiful plant. You can see why they misidentified it for so long as a Rotala. It's very Rotala-like. But indeed, it was the very first aquatic Kufia ever discovered, right? Yeah, this is the Ludwigia SP Super Red. I'm not sure that SP should be there. Remember what I talked to you about, guys, before. Anytime you see SP on a name, that implies or that means we don't know what the species is, A, or B, it hasn't been identified yet. So there is no species for it. Looking at that, that's almost for sure Ludwigia repens Super Red, some kind of variant of a repens from the leaf shape. Of course, Ludwigias and Rotalas are very, very tricky. In order to properly identify them, you have to let them flower and go to seed and identify them that way. And obviously, this last plant here, the Rotala SP Maca Red, look at that, man. I've been wanting to get some of this plant for a while. Very, very interesting looking plant. So I picked up one of those, and I'll show you another selected grab bag thing. I'm not sure what you'll call it. I'll come back to some of these, but let me find. It's in here somewhere. As you can see, tons and tons of stuff. Actually, I may have gone past it. Let me see if I can find. All of these plants, guys, all of them are rare. None of them are common. None of these guys. There's a. I'm trying to remember what the pack was, what the sort of value pack, whatever you want to call it is. I think it was the aromatic. Oh, here it is, fragrant. I'm sorry, fragrant variety pack. You see over here? This guy, again, 57 bucks, but marked down to 42. And that one, again, as you might guess, here you go, you get 4 species, and they're all limnophilas, which are awesome. And in fact, I need some of that last one here. You see, Limnophila belem. I had a bunch of it, and unfortunately, I had it got infected with some cyanobacteria, and I had to sacrifice it because cyanobacteria, when it actually infects on the plant, that's bad news. It's usually done because it gets into the vascular system and spreads. But anyway, here you go, 3 stems of each kind. That is a killer deal because these are really rare plants. I'm really interested to see the Limnophila aromatica mini, this one here. A mini version of Limnophila aromatica. But yeah, a couple of other things going over some of the selection. Might have to reload this guy, sorry. Like I say, the website's been a little bit laggy from time to time, but it's still totally functional. There are some really, really rare buses in here as well. And I know for a fact that she grows them, she raises them in her own farm tanks. I'm thinking about picking up this guy. Look at this Bucephalandra variegated marble right here. But yeah, you can see that there's just an excellent selection. Unfortunately, we're out of some things that I would like to pick up, but here you go. She actually has a really excellent selection of Areocalons. Now, they're definitely advanced plants. You see this one I'm hovering over on all of these others. They're definitely advanced plants. They're for advanced aquarists, but they're absolutely fantastically rewarding if you can get them right and dial them in your tank because while they look like a grass, right? You would look at that and say, oh, that's an aquatic grass. No, it's not. It's not. Some of them are stems. Some of them are rosette style plants, like this one here. Clearly, Areocalon ratnagiricum, definitely not a grass. It might look at it like it at first glance, but it's not. And as such, what they do is they make babies by putting out little buds, like on the rhizome, on the root area, and they start making a little tiny, like another plant, and you just break it off like you would do similar to a nubus or boos, and you plant it, and you got another plant, and it'll just sit there if you get them dialed in. and make plants all day long. And as you can see from the shape and the texture and the color, very, very unique plant, very beautiful. So Aquaria-USA.com has a really wide selection of all kinds of just really weird killer plants. And another thing, I'll give her a shout out for this. Fiona, I'll give you a shout out. If you're watching this ever, probably not. I'll give you a shout out because you put down the best variables at which you should be keeping these plants. As you can see here, pH, we've got, temperature, CO2 required, light, high, moderate. Kind of, to warn you before you walk into this sort of thing, what you need to have set up in order to be successful with these plants. So that is very cool. Looks like we might have some kind of problem. I'm not sure if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear me at all? Let me see. Go over to chat. Sorry, guys. Well, it looks like it's just video that crashed. So let me see if I can restart this. Guys, I don't know why we crashed. See if I can restart. Bear with me. Let's see if that helps us out. My gosh. See if that helps clear some things up, perhaps, maybe? Oh my goodness, that was terrible. I'm really sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. My software on my mobile phone that basically acts like a webcam just crashed, but it was still running on my phone. But thank you, by the way, Nathan, for giving me a shout out via text message. I don't know how long you guys were sitting there listening with just audio and my frozen face. Really sorry about that. Freaking YouTube. Anyway, we'll blame YouTube. Why not? Let me keep going here. Yeah, anyway, I don't know where I was, but now some of these plants, you should be careful. You should approach carefully. Like the Syngonanthus, like this stuff that's here. Any of these, not for beginners, definitely not. In fact, those plants really prefer, a lot of those plants, and the Tonina for sure, like this Tonina lotus blossom, any of the Toninas, approach carefully because those things require water variables that really not animals can even live in, right? Like animals can't even live in some of these water parameters that some of the Tonina and the Syngonanthus require. So approach those carefully. Otherwise, have a lot of fun. Again, fantastic service. Send stuff right out. Like I said, I ordered 2 of those packs today. An hour and a half later, I got an alert that they were already coming to me, USPS. I already got the tracking number. So super killer service. Now the other source I am going to talk to you guys about. Sorry for the cascading eternal weird windows of what have you. The other source I'm going to talk to you about is pearlingplants.com. Again, similarly, you see up at the top of the page, pearlingplants.com, we have basically a discount code. That's pretty killer. A 20% off loyalty code. So yeah, this is another site. Definitely not in second place by any stretch, but just different for different reasons. They have, I feel, more selection, but some of the plants they have aren't rare. Now, they're beautiful plants, and you should definitely buy some, but they're not rare. Some of them definitely are, though, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. There's another difference while I click this and let it load up. Now, there is a difference, though, between this site and the last. Aquaria-USA.com definitely grows all of their plants submerged. That means that all of the plants are grown in an aquarium, in a tub, whatever, underwater. They're not grown above water. Now, some of Pearling Plants definitely are grown that way. Others, definitely, most of their stems are not grown submerged. They're grown immersed, as you can see in some of these photos here that I can hover over and show you. I'll show you later, but yes, definitely quite a few of their plants are actually grown out of water. So when you get them, for instance, like Rotala rotundifolia, you'll get it and you'll be like, wait a minute, this is not Rotala. This can't be. Rotala rotundifolia has long, sort of mildly oval, but sort of needle-like, long, skinny leaves. These leaves don't look that way. You sent me the wrong plant. What the heck? No, it's the right plant. It's just the immersed form. It was grown above water. So all you do is you take it, you plant it in your aquarium, sit back and watch it convert. It'll start putting out a lot of shoots with leaves that look wildly different than what they started off. And really great selection, very large selection of plants here at pearlingplants.com. I think they're based in somewhere in California for sure. I'm not sure. LA, maybe Southern California. I'm not sure, but they're definitely on the West Coast, just like Fiona is. She's in the greater Seattle area. So yeah, as you can see, we've got some really killer stuff. I'm definitely going to be ordering some of this tonight right here. This Alternanthera reynickii variegated. I've never actually had any of this stuff. Check this out. Really killer, beautiful plant. There's some serious variegation going on in there. So let me see if I can find you an example. Here you go. So clearly these plants here look like they're getting ready to be sent out. And clearly the leaves are wet. You can tell they're very wet. They're very, very moist, what have you, moist. However, they appear to have been grown out of water. Now, for most people, that's no problem at all. Just don't be surprised if once in a while you get some plants from them that look a little different than what you thought they were going to look like. It's because you'll be converting them. So obviously here, 3 stems with or without roots for $5.98. That is a killer price for 3 pieces of weird variegated AR. That is not a bad price at all. Here's some more. Here's AR ossipus. Some people say octopus, ossipus. You hear a lot of different pronunciations. This is actually a very rare plant, this one here. Very nice one. So again, $7.98 for 3 stems. That's a great deal. And if you go through the offerings, there are quite a few. Oh, unfortunately, we're sold out of a few things. Let me see if I can jump into some more of the rare stuff. Let's see, like this stuff. H. tripartita Japan dwarf. That's not rare. I mean, it's great. It's a great plant, and he's got it for a great price, $6.98. You get a huge bundle of it. That stuff, a tissue culture of it, usually goes for $10, $11. So again, not necessarily rare, but a really good deal for it. H. verticillata. Now, this is rare. You can get this in tissue culture form once in a while. Usually when ADA puts some tissue cultures of this plant out, let me show you. It's a really gorgeous plant. It makes these oval little umbrellas on these really thin stems, usually 3 to 6 inches tall. You can get these in tissue culture form. Fiona also sells them as tissue cultures, but the cool thing is pearlingplants.com is selling these in non-tissue culture form. That's very uncommon. Those are, you can find them as pond plants, but by that time they're way too big. I mean, they're way too big to be used in aquariums, I should say. Araguaya. Here, let me show you something really, really quite rare. I know that I think Fiona had some of this in tissue culture form. I'm not sure if she does anymore. I don't think so. Here's something that's extremely rare that pearlingplants.com has. This is H. lancea SP chai. Again, they're using SP there really where they shouldn't. It's not their fault. That's because Aquatic Farmer, who is the basically the cultivar who's supplying this plant, is calling it SP chai. Really what it is Hygrophila lancea variety chai. It's a mutation. It's a varietal mutation. Araguaya. This plant is probably the most difficult stem plant of them all to grow in any aquarium, of them all. It's because it's such a bizarre mutation of it. Now, I'll tell you, this plant, tissue cultures of it were starting at $100 for a little bitty tissue culture cup that a lot of people did not have a lot of luck working with because it's so difficult. Here you see you can get 3 stems of this stuff for $60. That is a great deal, actually. That's not a bad deal at all. And there are options. You can just get 1 stem for $24.98 if you want. Again, an incredibly rare mutated plant. If you know, with this plant here, if you're not pretty seriously, let's just call it the truth. If you're not pretty advanced, you should not be buying this plant because it's not going to do well. I'm going to be ordering some and give it a try. So yeah, those are my 2 main sources for really rare aquatic plants. Now, there was another source that I had been using for a while, hanaquatics.com. I can see if I can show you guys and gals. I want to go to my cart. See if I can go here and give a little shout out to Han at Han Aquatics. Let's see if we got some plants. Plants. What's going on here? There we go, plants. So let's go to some stems. I like stems. You guys know I love my stem plants. Yeah, he's got a lot of stem plants in here. Unfortunately, I was noticing this the other day. You notice like a lot of these selections, only a few of them have add to cart there. That's because all the other stuff is out of stock. And Han Aquatics for years has been a fantastic source of plants for me, but unfortunately he's out of stock of a lot of stuff, as you can see right now. So little shout out to Han Aquatics. Hopefully some of this stuff starts coming back in stock because Han, I think Han is out on the East Coast. He's out in Boston or Worcester or somewhere like that in that area. Yeah, really good plants, really good service. Some extremely rare stuff that I've gotten from him. Unfortunately, like I say, he's out of like tons of stuff. So hopefully we're gonna see that change soon because he's really great. Anyway, so those are my 2 main sources, and then on top of that, Han Aquatics. So let me go back to my OBS studio and blow my my image back up here, so we don't get that crazy repeating infinity video weirdness stuff going on when I go to chat. All right, I think that's gonna be good to go. Now I know I've missed tons of stuff, and again I apologize guys for the weird. I don't know what happened there. You guys tell me that audio was still working. Hopefully you guys didn't hear me drop the F-bomb because I was pretty irritated there. I was pretty pretty mad when it every time I use this video. All right, if you nerds that work for the company that made this are listening, every time I use it, it's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread on a freaking Sunday afternoon. But every time I use EPOCam or EPOCam or EPOCam, whatever you want to call it, it's crashing on me, and I follow all their directions. So, boo! Boo, dude! Boo! Fix it! Anyway. So let me jump into chat and see what we got going on here. Let me jump way up. I gave a lot of shout outs to people, and hopefully I'll catch up as we go along. Nice, man. We got 25 thumbs ups and 29 watching. That is an awesome ratio, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I've been going nuts. Like I say, every weekend you hear me say it, you guys are my fish club. And everyone's locked in. I mean, if you're smart, you're locked up at home. If you're smart, you're locked up at home. Unfortunately, there's some people, and salute to them out there, that have to keep working through this stuff, you know, with gloves and masks and all that. I love you guys, all you guys out there toiling and keeping the lights on, and you know, everybody owes you guys a huge debt of gratitude. So shout out to all of you people struggling out there, working through this. I am, but luckily in my job, my career, I can work remote. So let me see if I think I missed some people. Jay's Bedroom. Hey man, thanks for stopping by. Zen Ginger is in here. It's always a great show when Zen Ginger stops by. We have Cichlids23. What's up, Cichlids23 and Meek AM? All right, we got all the usual suspects coming in. James Rutherford, thanks for coming by, James. Appreciate that. Sean OOTD, I think I may have missed you earlier, man. If I did, please stand by while I flog myself with a wet noodle. Yeah, now I'm catching up in chat where the video pane went kablooey, and apparently I was talking for a while and didn't know I had blown up. Hey, it looks like we got Oddball Aquatics, we got Dannykin Aquatics. Thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. Hopefully I haven't missed too many. All right, yeah, we can hear. I think I'm caught up. Big J's, what's up, Big Jade? James, sorry if I mispronounce your name, James. James Hukulak. Sorry. James H. We're going to call you James H. Thanks, man, for stopping by. Yeah, I went totally Inception on you guys when it started freaking out, and then I was actually going to do like a weird intro, you know, and go all Inception-y on you and say some weird stuff, but as usual, it just blew up in my stupid face. So, I mean, you know, nothing changed there. James H with a question. I'm just guessing they do not ship to Canada. I'm guessing not, James. I really don't think they do. That is because the U.S. And actually Canada too, both countries are big bummers. Not so much, I mean, they are bummers with animals, but they're major bummers with plants, and that's because some really gnarly fungus and nasty stuff can move between countries and wipe out entire crops. And that's why if you want to, I mean, you can send plants, you can import plants to Canada. You have all these special import licenses. It has to get quarantined. It has to be inspected. There are numerous fees associated with that stuff. Trust me, I've done it. I have imported plants before abroad from Central Europe, and more than once, and it was not fun. No. Zen Ginger with the link to Pearling Plants. Thank you so much, Zen Ginger, for dropping that. I am really bad with chat, you know that. You guys got to follow me around, you know, hold me by the hand. Otherwise, I get lost looking for the pudding aisle. HC Aqua, what's up, man? Thanks for coming by, buddy. Pepplin Creek, I think I got you, Pepplin Creek. I think I got you earlier. And Chattanooga Ed. Looks like we may have a question from the Zen Ginger. Are there plants that are variegated when immersed but not submerged? Not to my knowledge, no. Oh, that's actually a good question. I may have lied. I might be a liar on that. Definitely leaf shape changes for sure when they convert. I can't say that I've run across a plant that's variegated immersed but not submerged and vice versa. In fact, if you'll think back to that SP chai, that weird, very expensive Hygrophila, Lancea, var, SP, chai, blah, 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 whatever they're calling it this week, it's a great plant. If you look back at it, there was a photo of it clearly out of the water, growing out of the water, and it still had that variegation on it. And clearly it has that underwater too. So I'm leaning with, I don't think there are. I certainly haven't seen any. Absolutely, HC Aqua with the var chai. That's exactly right. It's not SP. I see a lot of people listing plants and so-and-so, so-and-so, SP, so-and-so. No. SP means species unknown. So we're going to call it chai, or we're going to call it so-and-sonii, or something like that. And it's, like I say, it's not the retailer's fault. It's whoever's naming this stuff, because it propagates out. And people know it by that incorrect name. So retailers like Pearling Plants and like Aquaria-USA.com get screwed. They have to use that name. And I'm sure both of them know that SP is not really correct. But they got to do it because that's what people are doing their searches for, and that's what they're looking to buy. So enough of the SP versus blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Keeler's Aquatics, I love hygros too, man. I really love them. Great plants. Now that Hygro Lancea variety chai, be careful. That stuff will, if you look at it cross-eyed at the wrong moment, it will melt. Pow! It will melt on you. That stuff is beautiful though if you get it right. Sean OOTD with a comment, never heard of Han Aquatics. Unfortunately, I'm kind of not surprised because I have watched his selection sadly get kind of shrink, and I really hope things are going for him because I've spoken with him via email several times. I've asked him questions. Han, what can I do with this? Han, what can I do with that? The guy is super knowledgeable, every bit as knowledgeable as Fiona is over at Aquaria. Now, I haven't personally, I don't really believe, spoken with the fine folks over at pearlingplants.com, but obviously they're very knowledgeable as well. Now, I will do this. I'm going to be true to you guys, like I always say. One time I ordered from pearlingplants.com, I had a problem. It sent me a bunch of plants, a bunch of rotalas. And you know rotalas grown out of the water, right? Rotala rotundifolia. It looks identical. None of it was labeled, and I wasn't happy. And I had to write them an email and send photos to them and stuff. And they had to tell me, like, okay, that's this, that's that, because I like to be sure what is this plant, I'm going to be working with it, right? So they kind of messed up a little bit that time. They made it right, though, and ever since then, I guess they remembered me. Ever since then, it's been a fantastic experience working with those guys. So I'm just telling it how it is. I'm not putting an unfair shot across anyone's bow there. I'm just being honest with you guys. All of them are fantastic sources. Fiona, I think, probably has the rarest of the plants. Pearling Plants definitely has some rare stuff going on. They have that chai going on. Both Fiona and Pearling Plants. Fiona is the owner over at Aquaria-USA.com. My apologies. So both Aquaria-USA.com and PearlingPlants.com have very difficult plants, like stem plants that I almost don't even recommend that you consider suitable for Aquaria, such as Rotala ramosior Florida and Rotala ramosior Sunset. Those plants are extremely difficult, and most people just give up on them. I have kept it for a long time. I've had success. I've had failures. I've had failures with Syngonanthus. Most of the Tonina that I've ever tried, doesn't do well for me. But, you know, They're a fantastic source if you don't want to have to pay out the nose for a tissue culture, right? You don't want to go out for $15 or $17, right? You can, and I suggest you do from time to time. You can just go to one of their websites and cough up like, I don't know, $3. You can get a piece of Kufia anagalodia from, I think, both of those websites for $3. That is a crazy rare plant, and it's not super easy either, but it's a fantastic way to go out of pocket instead of like 15 or 17 bucks for plants that you might kill because you've never kept them before. Just go out of pocket for like $3 or $5. One stem, maybe three. And start with that and see how it goes for you. I really recommend that. So let me jump into chat. I'll shut up. No, I won't. No, I won't. Chubby Guppy, welcome. I think I missed you, bud. Or madam, perhaps? So anyways, guys, oh wow, it is already 45 minutes into the live stream, and I've just been blah, 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 blah. Let's see. It looks like we have a couple of comments that I kind of missed. Oh, from Zen Ginger. What's the most rare plant that's also an easy plant to grow, in your opinion? A rare plant that's easy to grow. Probably... Ludwigia repens mini super red is rare. That's definitely rare. It's easy. It doesn't require CO2. Another, really any of the Rotala rotundifolias, there are some really rare ones like, what is it called? Malibu, Rotala Malibu is very rare. It's a rotundifolia that's called Malibu. It's bizarre. Super easy, but it's rare. So try those in. I think those two would be good options. I saw a couple of other questions, and I'm skipping over tons of comments because you guys have been talking. Jay's Better Room with a comment. Redfish, Bluefish, I purchased Echinodorus iguazu. Any tips for a beginner on caring for them? Well, first of all, congratulations, because that is a fantastic, beautiful plant. I'm assuming it's the Iguazu 2009. If so, it's a weird sword plant, kind of a sword-like plant. It's not a sword. It's a lie. It's just a weird plant, and it's got really bizarre leaf shapes, like little holes and like kind of a mesh pattern all over it. It's really fantastic. It is definitely a root feeder, for sure. It loves to feed from its roots, definitely in the beginning when you first plant it, okay? When you first plant it, it's not going to do much. It's not going to grow. It's not going to do anything. It's a slow-growing plant anyways. But just be patient and definitely put it in very, very nutritious substrate and give it its soft water, inject CO2 and all that stuff. Use good quality light. Do your water changes with that plant. Water change. If you have it like in a nano aquarium, water change 50% twice a week. Yep, do it. Do it, because that plant is a massive potential algae magnet. It will grow microalgae all over it, green microalgae, which will bum you out, because that is a really expensive, rare and beautiful plant. That's awesome, Jay's Beta Room, man. I'm really happy to hear that you bought that, man. You got to do a video of that plant. That is a very, very rare and beautiful plant. Nice. Peplum Creek Aquatics, have you ever, or is it possible to dry Anubias flowers and grow a new plant from it? Wow. I don't know. I really don't know that. I've never heard of that. There are some plants that you can grow babies from by like chopping off parts of their leaves and weighting them down in your aquarium. You can do that. It's difficult to do. Usually it doesn't work out well because algae and, the plant leaves are lopped off. It's just like, it's a playground to algae, man. Woohoo! It's party time. Come on in. I have never heard of that, Peplin, but it sounds intriguing. Cichlids 23, I think, got a comment from my boy, Cichlids23. What's up, dude? What's the closest aquarium plant that looks like a Japanese maple? The Bloodgood Emperor one, coral bark, etc. Wow. That's tough. It looks like maple. It's a very distinct leaf shape, buddy. Maple. Wow, I really know my spuds too. I know my potatoes when it comes to plants. Maple. Closest to maple, nothing. Because maple is so iconic, right? I mean, it's on the flag of Canada, dude. If you're looking for a plant, and this isn't your question, I'm sorry, it's a total cop-out, buddy, but if you're looking for a plant with a leaf shape that when you see it, you'll be like, what the hell is that doing in the water? That cannot be an aquatic plant. That looks like mint, or it looks like some really exotic spice leaf that you might, rip up and put in some delicious Vietnamese soup or something like that. The plant that I would recommend if you're looking for something like that is called Hyptis lawrenceana. Both pearlingplants.com and Aquaria-USA.com sell that plant. You may have seen me skip over it. Any of you guys can hop into either website and just search for Hyptis, and you'll find a match for it for sure. That's a really unique plant there, man. That is and it's not terribly difficult. Again, with that plant, if you give it really, really high light and you don't do water changes, pow! Welcome to algae all over the big leaves. It's a large leafed plant. It really reminds me of mint. The leaves are shaped really like mint, and it has a tendency to curl like that under highlights. Really beautiful. It can get red and purple. So anyway, I hope that answers some questions for you guys. Normally I show you guys some, plants and tanks and stuff like that. I guess I could swing it around. Bear with me a second. Let me give you some weirdness. See if I can. I don't think so. It's not going to weird out on me. Well, that's a bummer. Let's see if I can... Oh, isn't that a bummer? Look at that. The light's off. Well, we can show you what's going on in here. I don't really want to disturb these guys too much. These green tiger barbs, these little babies that I put in here are doing fantastically. I still have 7. I lost that one. I lost ocho. I lost number 8. But here, clearly you can see the plants are doing really, really well. You know what? A really rare plant to try, Zen, or anybody else who's interested for that matter, is right here. This is a Rotala. This is Rotala blood red. This is definitely a Rotala rotundifolia, even though people, including myself, have at times called it SP blood red. It's not. It's Rotala rotundifolia blood red. But it's quite uncommon. It's extremely variable. It can turn all different kind of colors and do crazy stuff for you. But yeah, we got a lot of plants doing well. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do another shout out right now. Aquaria-USA.com, guys. Remember, that's the very first website I went to. You know this Persicaria SP Sao Paulo in here? That's where I got it. I got it from Fiona over at Aquaria-USA.com. And you can see, you remember that other tank over there? I had so much Persicaria Sao Paulo growing out of it. It was just like miles and miles of the stuff. In fact, it's the very plant I got from her that we pulled into my tissue culture lab and made tissue cultures of. So yeah, Rotala macrandra, there's a decent plant to play around with. There's the variegated form of it. It's, actually, I believe that Fiona over at Aquaria has some of this too. So yeah, here's another really good plant. Like I was saying, this is Ludwigia repens mini super red. This is the cultivar, the strain from Europe. This is a much smaller, very different strain than ADA has, and in my opinion, this strain is much nicer than the ADA strain. That's just my opinion, but yeah, good stuff. going on there. And some really unhappy Amano shrimp. They're getting moved because that aquarium is disgusting. It's getting nuked. So anyway, guys, it looks like our time together is almost up, but not quite. We have a few more minutes to go. I may actually end this one a little bit early. Thank you so much, Zen Ginger, and all of my mods, Punchy Paints, all of you guys for being here and for helping, keeping the chat going and helping with the things that I totally suck at, which is following chat and doing things that I need to get better at. Zen Ginger hitting the chat with Aquaria-USA's website. Absolutely fantastic service. Pearlingplants.com. Absolutely fantastic service. Like I said, the one time, I didn't mean to bust their chops, but the one time I did have a problem, pow, they took care of it right away, man. And never had that problem again. So I can heartily recommend both of them. And the cool thing about it is that some of the plants that pearlingplants.com has, Fiona doesn't have. And some of the weird, rare stuff that Fiona has, pearlingplants.com doesn't have. So really, between the two of them, they've really been able to kind of step up and fill that plant nerd void that I had going on. Because, like I said, unfortunately, Han has been it looks like slowing down a little bit. Han, if you're watching this, man, come on, man, re-up, get those plants in stock. We want to keep doing business with you because you've been a fantastic source for years. So let's keep that going. Looks like we got a question in chat from Chattanooga Ed, my favorite dude from Chattanooga. Ed asks, I got some Japan pennywort yesterday. Do you have any advice on it? Not really, man. Japan pennywort is just gonna do fine for you. It digs light. It's just a pretty easy plant to do, man. Actually, I'm not even sure. Let me actually look at that. Yeah, that's the tripartita. It must be the mini you're probably talking about. Yeah, that's a great plant, Ed, and I'm glad that you got some of it because it's got a creeping habit for sure. It's little kind of like 4-leaf clover looking plants, and it puts out little runners everywhere, and those little runners kind of like do this little hop, 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 and they put out these little delicate little roots wherever they touch the substrate, and wherever that they hop, on the substrate, they'll put out a little shoot and little leaves. It's really a beautiful plant. So yeah, it obviously likes soft water. It doesn't really like hard water, and I mean that's not uncommon. You guys should know that by now. You've been listening to me squawk on and on long enough. Plants, general rule of thumb, they like softer water, they like acidic water, they don't like really hard water, they don't like tons and tons of carbonate, although almost all plants do like some degree of carbonate, just not tons. Let me have a sip of my tea, which is, it's pretty cold. Ooh, that's rough. I need to get a fish room microwave or a fish dungeon microwave. That's what she said, Ed. Nice. So it looks like we have another question from Zen Ginger. Have you ever shopped on Tropical World? No, I haven't, Zen. No, I have not. But I definitely would like to check that out. Can you, if you don't mind, drop a link in chat so other people can check it out. If they're a decent source that you've used in the past, please feel free to share that in chat, Zen. Cichlids23, how do you spell hyptis? Oh, it's H-Y-P, let me think, H-Y-P-T-I-S, H-Y-P, hyptis, as hypnotize. No, check it out, Cichlids23. That is a really great plant, man. You know what? I may have... did I send you a piece of it? No, I don't think I did. And Cichlids23, I think I saw... I see up higher in chat, man. So disappointed my Sao Paulo turned to mush. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. I've got tons of it, man. Just good light, soft water. Yeah, it's a knotweed, right? So knot as in tie the knot, K-N-O-T. Most knotweeds are really, really just durable. They can take just about anything. Oh, wow. Hey, check it out. We got Aquaria in here. I think I know who you are. Welcome, Aquaria. Really appreciate you coming by and hanging out with us. I've been hanging out with a whole bunch of people here tonight, telling people about your awesome service, your awesome plants. So, guys, head on down to Aquaria-USA.com as well as pearlingplants.com. Both of those sources are totally legit. And it is now 8:28 p.m. I think that I've been talking enough. So I am going to wrap it up, guys. I always forget to do this. If you have enjoyed what you've seen today and I haven't made you want to claw your eyes out and plug your ears with anything you can find, please hit that subscribe button, that magic button. It really helps my channel out. And don't forget to mash that notification bell. That way you know when I'm going live. I do a lot of live streams where we give stuff away. I'm tissue culturing stuff in my tissue culture lab. We're experimenting with some rotalas, some ludwigias, having a lot of fun. And all that stuff we do live. I'm not a big fan of highly polished videos and then I upload it and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Sometimes I like that stuff. Most of the time it's just live streaming. So please don't forget the notification bell. And as always, I really appreciate you guys coming out and hanging out with me. Thank you so much. And I said it, I think, for the last 4 or 5 streams. Please take care of yourself. Take care of your plants. Stay indoors. Eat healthy. Dig into the hobby. Go to pearlingplants.com. Go to Aquaria-USA.com. Go to Han Aquatics. Go to any of those sites and order some plants. Plug them into your aquarium and just sit back and relax. That's why I have farm tanks. They're my stress relief. They're my stress relief sponge thing. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for coming by. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you next time.